There's a simple rule that has tremendous transformative potential. That rule is: don't solidify your judgments. We all are very familiar with the judging mind. Throughout the day we can observe how the mind is constantly becoming active, assessing experience, and then subsequently labeling and judging it. Now, that in of itself is not a problem. That's just what the mind does. We get presented with two options. The mind begins to ponder, weigh the consequences, weigh the benefits, and a judgment is formed. It is quite the natural process, quite normal and part of being human. Interestingly, however, there's also something more fundamental going on that solidifies these judgments. A judgment, if it's just a sort of working hypothesis, something that comes up and might be useful, really is quite unproblematic. It is really pragmatic, we could say. It helps in navigating this world of varying situations, which can be quite complex. So there's usefulness in judgments. What happens, however, if we solidify our judgment? Just become aware right now of what that means. If you allow any kind of judgment to show up in your experience, a thought that says, I don't like this, this is not ideal. How is it if that thought is just here, is allowed to arise in this open awakeness, and is allowed to self-liberate? See how the judgment is light. It is possible to bring up another judgment which maybe has the opposite content, which now says, I like this, I like what's happening. And see how that seeming opposition of these two judgments doesn't cause disturbance in this openness. There are many possibilities here, many hypotheses that can be brought up, presented, and worked with. The flexibility to adjust. Now, let's try something different. Again, bring up this judgment of, I don't like this, I don't want this, this should be different. And now also allow a kind of tension, a tightness to arise in the body. And really hone in on that thought. Bring it up, solidify it, tilt towards it, color it with your feelings. In other words, create a fixation on it. Doing this deliberately, because we are aware right now, is quite difficult. But at the same time, you sort of get this flavor, this sense of something that happens a lot throughout our life. A thought comes up, and we substantiate it through feelings, projecting these feelings on this thought, and then believing that this thought and feeling-based construction is real, is the final truth, is not just a hypothesis, but is what is actually fundamentally true and right. So in this way, by repeatedly bringing up these same constructions, we seem to solidify them. So what can be done about these solidified judgments? Again, very simple. We relax, open, rest and appreciate this awake being that's already here. And these solidified, frozen positions are just given the space they need. They are here, there's nothing special about them, we're not very serious about these judgments, and the thoughts are allowed to self-liberate. Likewise, the attached feelings are here, simple intimacy with them, but no special importance to them. Yeah, some thoughts bring up feelings, but we don't need to solidify and freeze that into a construction. Feelings arise with these judgments. Maybe there's some utility in them. Maybe there isn't. In any case, whatever arises is already being let go in this openness. And in this way, we can embody and live from being, act with wisdom, instead of being pulled back and forth into these frozen judgments, where now we feel stuck and limited. The way out, so to say, is very simple, very available. So, just this is enough. Being, openness, naturally here, and all thoughts and feelings are just already allowed to be here. So just rest and enjoy this.